Alright, hey you guys, it is TsubakiSwagg, and I'm coming to you with my review of Attack on Titan episode 27, and oh my god. First, I don't think I really talked about it too much because I was too busy fangirling in my review of the first episode of the season, but did anybody else notice that the Beast Titan was running with the dinosaurs in the opening? I mean, I don't remember seeing anything about that in the manga, but that was really fucking intense. I wasn't prepared for that one. But this show just makes my heart so happy. It's really sad. Like, death and destruction make me happy. But this show is fucking amazing. And for those of you who've been with me for a long time know that this was like the first show that I ever reviewed. So it'll always have a special place in my heart. And if you haven't caught up to the manga, I would say catch up to it, because where they're at in the manga is way past probably where we're even going to make it in the anime, because I believe in the first season we only covered like 30, I think it was 36 or 37 chapters. I think we got to the end of the 37th chapter and it started like the first episode, the first episode ended at the end of chapter 37, if I can remember correctly. I'm not absolutely sure. I believe I put it in the comments somewhere on my last review. So if you want to catch up, I'd say check there and you'll find out which chapter you need to start on, so that way you'll pick up where the anime left off, because they've pretty much been spot on with the actual manga. Like, they've been following the manga pretty spot on compared to like most shows that change a whole bunch from the manga to the anime. But anyways, this episode we get to see, because I think I talked about it, they showed it in the preview, that we were going to be seeing like Sasha and Connie's villages, because their villages were within Wall Rose, where the wall was breached. So they wanted to go to their villages to check to make sure that everyone that they knew were okay. So, of course, Sasha went to her village and Connie went to his. But first they did show Sasha's. Most of this episode was about Sasha and her village, and pretty much her and her family were all hunters. And they were, I guess you could say, they were more like the country people. Like they would be considered like the southerners of their community, or their civilization. I put that in quotes because you'll find out about that later, but I'm trying not to give any spoilers. So yeah, they're pretty much like the southerners of their civilization. They talk differently than most of the city people and all that good stuff. So Sasha, at first, she was very reluctant to even think about like helping all these people that just lost their homes, like Eren included, because Eren and all of them lived within the wall that got breached the first time by the Colossal Titan originally, like all those years ago. And she didn't want to help all these people because they literally didn't have anywhere to live. So as all those people started filtering into Wall Rose, they were losing more and more game, and they weren't having enough food and all this kind of stuff. And Sasha was literally about to break her father's neck for some meat, which, I mean, we've seen that happen plenty of times because she is Potato Girl. Sasha loves her food, and I cannot talk about her in the slightest because I love my food too, if you can't already tell. But it's like, I can understand where she's coming from, because all their lives they've pretty much been ostracized because of the way that their ancestors lived and the way that they live and the way that they survive. But her father was willing to put all those differences aside so that way he would be able to keep his family, because he was realizing that they weren't going to have enough food if they didn't try to help each other. Like, staying separate from everyone else, even at this point in time, was not going to help them. They weren't going to be able to survive if they did it that way. So he was willing to join in with society and help, like, be helpful and help, and have help come to him, so that way he would be able to stay with his family for a long time. But Sasha wasn't prepared for that. She had been in the woods, pretty much in the woods, in the darkness for so long that she didn't really know how to respond to people, which explains, like, way earlier on they had a flashback of her talking to Krista and Ymir, and Ymir was harping on her about why is she talking like that, why is she being so nice, blah blah blah. It must be because of where she came from, and all of her people have a weird way of, all of her people talk funny and all this kind of stuff. Ymir was just being a bitch pretty much, and Krista stood up for her, and Krista was like, Sasha can be whoever Sasha wants to be. It doesn't matter where she came from or where she's going. If she wants to speak this way, even though that's not naturally the way she speaks or the way she was taught, doesn't mean shit, pretty much. She can do whatever she wants to do, which is absolutely true, and that is a very good lesson to think about. It doesn't really matter where you came from or where you're going. You just have to be your best version of you. Wow, I sound like a counselor. Anyways, so Sasha was thinking about all of this while she was headed towards a village, and she saw Titan prints. Like, it was some, like, Batman Criminal Minds type thing. Like, she just spotted it as she was riding on her horse full speed. I'm like, I probably wouldn't have noticed that, but Sasha is a hunter, so seeing stuff like that, following tracks and all that good stuff, is she still remembers how to do all this stuff, even though it's been 3 years since she's been to that village. But she gets there, and there's this little girl getting eaten. Well, she gets to her village, and there's a whole new village that's built where her small village used to be. And it threw her off a little bit. She wasn't really prepared for that, but she still went into the village looking to make sure that everybody had gotten out. And literally there were only 2 people that got left behind. It was a mother and a daughter, and the mother was being eaten by a Titan. But the Titan, it looked so like malnourished to the point where it wasn't even paying Sasha any attention, or the daughter that was literally sitting like maybe 6 feet away from it eating her mother. And the child, literally all she could do was just sit and watch her mom being eaten. And her mom was taking it like a G. I would have been screaming my head off if a Titan was like holding me by my arm and my leg and eating me. But her mother went out like a G. So Sasha did try to save the mom, but she blew it with the axe because Sasha is really clumsy. I'm gonna need her to do better. I'm gonna need her to do better. But she was able to save the daughter. They got out of the village, and the Titan, I guess when the mom died, he lost interest in her and started coming after Sasha and the little girl. We never learn what the little girl's name is, but it starts coming after them, and Sasha manages to be able to help them get away. And Sasha, I have to say, even though she can be kind of crazy and hungry most of the time, she's a G, because most people probably wouldn't even go towards a Titan without some type of weapon or like their 3D maneuver gear or anything like that. But Sasha was able to incapacitate the Titan with 4 arrows. Well, the first one missed. Second one, she got him first one she got him in the neck. Second one missed. Third one got him in the eye, and then she stabbed him in the eye with the last arrow and was able to get away. And then, ta-da! She finds her dad, and she's all happy and excited because her dad pretty much tells her that she's everything that he always wanted her to grow up to be. And it was just like, oh, that's so sweet. Sasha is so happy, and it's great that I was just happy that Sasha didn't die, but I still feel really bad for Connie, because in this episode we do see some stuff that you're going to learn about in the next episode, which was pretty freaking intense, because there was a Titan that was like on his house, and you have to pay really, really close attention. Like, look, I don't want to say it, but just pay really close attention to all of the things that happened before they saw the Titan laying in his house. Just do that, because I want y'all to guess. I don't want to tell you, because that would really suck. That's all I'm going to say, though. If you read the manga, you'll know what I'm talking about. If you don't read the manga, you'll probably find out about it next week. So yeah, that's all I'm going to say. But the next episode is going to be lit as fuck. Like, oh my god, shit's about to get real in the next episode. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to see what happens. Well, I'm so excited to see it animated. Oh my god. Next episode. I'm so excited. Anyways, so yeah, I would love to hear what you guys think about this episode. How do you feel about the way things turned out? What do you think is going to happen in the next episode? How do you think that Titan got in Connie's house? Just in general, do you think that the priest is going to actually tell us anything about the Titans being in the wall, or do you think he's going to take that to his grave? I would love to hear what you guys think. But yeah, so as always, please remember to comment, thumbs up, and subscribe. It helps me out a whole lot. And this is TsubakiSwagg saying Jana.